What is up, movie viewers? Dena Views and Reviews here, asking what you watching. Today, I am watching Surrounded. Now, this movie stars Letitia Wright, Jamie Bell, Jeffrey Donovan, Brett Gelman, and Michael K. Williams, which was featured in this movie, and it is said to be his final appearance. It is written by Andrew Pagana and Justin Thomas. It is directed by Anthony Mandler. It's produced by Jason Michael Berman, Aaron L. Gilbert, Derek Igler, Anthony Mandler, Adia Odesini, and Letitia Wright. Now, Surrounded is an outlaw Western type of movie that focuses around a freed black woman. Now, it does not have the appearance of a black woman, but Mo Washington has been free for 5 years following the Civil War and is catching a stagecoach to Colorado, where she has the deed for some land that she has purchased there. Now, she's posing as a man. She is, of course, a black woman who is dressed like and has the appearance of a young black man, which probably served as more of a kind of protection for herself during that time, considering there was no real protection for black people, especially being a female. I'm sure that would have been more difficult. So that's understandable. But finding herself surrounded in the midst of white people at that particular time, it probably would have been in that person's mind a little bit helpful for herself. Because she has black skin, she must show paperwork before she can even get on this stagecoach that proves that she is indeed free. And her gun or weapon is then taken from her, and she is not even allowed to actually sit inside the stagecoach, but must find her a place on the back in the luggage area in order to be allowed to travel on the stagecoach. Now, during their travel, the stagecoach is ambushed, and there is this gang of outlaws, and they are very violent, but they are bandits that actually robs them. They take all of their weapons and begin to rob and pillage through their belongings that are on the stagecoach. Now, Mo Washington, once again, who is believed to be a man, finds herself put in charge of guarding one of the bandits after a squabble takes place. These are very violent outlaws. An outlaw that happens to have a huge bounty upon his head. And he furthermore has knowledge of the whereabouts of an enormous amount of money or proceeds that was taken from one of their bank robbers. So he is considered to be very valuable, profitable, and necessary to deliver in order for them to get the reward for his apprehension. So Mo is tasked with holding him there by gunpoint under threat of taking his life, or which she is a girl, but they assume that she is a guy. So she has to keep him there until they return. Now, I am personally not a fan of cowboy movies per se, but I found this movie to be more about wits, leverage, and the power of strategy. And it's why I gave this movie 3 stars out of 5. It showed why one should not judge a book by its cover. But I have to admit that Letitia Wright is such a tiny little thing, and seeing her up against these huge men, she's looked like she's about 65 pounds, and she was interacting and engaging in fights with these huge men. It was somewhat preposterous, but it worked for this particular movie. She was not a stranger to knowing how to handle herself and maneuver through many of the situations that she found herself put in. And that indeed made this an interesting watch for me. So she proved the power of brain over brawn when it comes to the fight for survival. It made it quite appealing and worth the watch. Now, Surrounded is rated R for violence and language. And if you would like to check out Surrounded, you most certainly can, because it is currently streaming on Prime. Feel free to subscribe and leave your comment on what you thought of this movie. This has been Dena Views and Reviews, inviting you to join me right here weekly for my next review and our recommendation. And I want you to remember, it's my view. Now, what are you watching?